Good morning. I just finished Ezekiel, chapter 8. And in this chapter, Ezekiel, he gets another vision. It mentions that he's in his house with all the elders gathered around him, so he must have some kind of clout in the temple to have other elders around him. And, they probably know he's a prophet by now. And God gives him another vision. God appears in some kind of fiery form, and he reaches his hand out and he grabs him by the hair and pulls him up and shows him some stuff. And he shows him first like an idol at the gate, just out prominent idol worship. And then he shows him like a bunch of men in their homes who are using incense and worshiping idols in their homes. And that's like they're in private doing it. And they're one of the elders of the houses of Israel. And then he shows some women crying over Talmud, I think her name is. Tammuz. Just blatant worship of idols. And they're crying in their homes. And then he shows him actually idol worship going on in the temple. People worshiping like the sun god and just blatant, terrible idol worship. And then it follows with like violence in the streets. And, people aren't upholding God and his laws. Of course, what's going to happen is violence in the streets. And that's what we see today. Nobody's upholding God and his laws. Nobody's valuing man, the image of God. Nobody's valuing God. And so we just have rampant violence in our streets today. All these riots and stuff that are going on in Portland, and it's just crazy town. Even like abortions are everywhere, and just complete idol worship. I think our idols today are a bit different. They're like, we have Buddha that people worship. We have the Baha'i system. We have Allah people worship, but also in America, people worship their money, their jobs, their toys. They don't worship God. There's just no value on God and his laws and his image. And so, yeah, I totally see a parallel there. And just God just shows him how bad his own country is and Jerusalem is. And he says there's no way that Jerusalem will escape. The last verse he says, Therefore will I also deal in fury, mine eye shall not spare, neither will I have pity. And though they cry in mine ears with a loud voice, yet will I not hear them. So he will have no pity on Jerusalem, because they're doing it outright. They did it to themselves. No mercy. Well, he has mercy, but he has no pity. So it should have been a wake-up call for Israel, and it wasn't. But what are you going to do, It should be a wake-up call for us today, and it's not. So just hope the Lord comes back soon.